We made it to Egypt 2022.
Yes, family.
Right, we made it here. Egypt Trinity tour. First steps.
Thank you.
So far, so good, brother. We made it.
Here we are outside Mena House, outside the Great Pyramid, after completing the Egypt Trinity tour, an extraordinary 16 days of adventures, of temples, of ceremonies, of rituals.
Pure magic.
And magic.
Yeah.
A lot of early morning starts, but a lot of sunrises. Temple of Philae for me was a real highlight, going into there and just resurrecting the Isis energy.
We moved into the temple in the dark. We all settled and we just listened to our own gentle breathing, and then Christoph and Alea was humming and they were working hard, bringing out all the degradation and the deviances and all the trouble that has been trapped in there. And we all shared our hearts, and we'd been downloaded with our codes and our codexes, and we just knew that we were going to just be sublime together. Really pleased to be part of that.
Inside the actual temple space there, it was quite phenomenal, because it was, you know, everybody's had at least one round or incarnation, you know, where they've been involved in the temple space itself, and a number of them are from what was it? There were 16 from the original the original seeding of the temple, and then there were 12 who were from the dark side. You know, who'd come in to basically lock that and flip it into its negative polarity. So we'd had. Then it was tracking, really looking at the interference patterns that were coming through there, and basically on the is it the altarpiece? Would you call that?
Yeah, I would say the altarpiece.
Yeah, a lot of locking down sorceric interferences that had gone in there to really prevent any. Basically, again, any interference. Oh, there was also the woman as well.
Oh, that was outside.
That was outside.
Yes, because I didn't.
Yeah. So
a woman presented herself. She didn't have any of her essence or soul. She was very hollow, so we brought that back. And then she was the original cedar.
Yeah, original cedar
of the entire space. Now she's agreed to be with us for the rest of the trip and tour. She's very happy.
Very happy to be going through the journey to reactivate each of the temple spaces in chronological sequence as we move through that.
And to have the temples for ourselves, for our whole group, just for ourselves, that was really magical. We could do our ceremonies, and we had the space and the time.
100% agree with you. I think that's, for me, has been one of the key highlights coming out of this tour, was just the precision and the orchestration that went behind it to allow us and such a large group of individuals to have private access, really, to so many spots and sites along the way. That's hands down unforgettable, one of the most phenomenal takeaways the whole time, because you got clean energy the whole way through.
And getting up so early made a big difference, because we could get to the temples first, have it to ourselves, really clean our space. We managed to do, beautiful ceremony that we needed to do. We, as many of you have been tracking with the Guardians' work, we've been performing a lot of very high-level ceremonies and missions, and the basic theme was that Egypt was actually locked down.
Yeah, completely locked down. There was just so many spells, sorceries, layers, levels, inserts, diversions, distractions, just everything you can imagine along the way. And to be able to go through and systematically unlock this from the root all the way through to the crown, that's phenomenal, transformative, not just for the individuals and the collective who were tuning in, but also for the global scale of everything.
Massive global scale. We've had the full resurrection of Isis, which was actually she was locked down and trapped. We had the resurrection of Osiris. We even found his penis, which was a very difficult location to find, but hidden and split between dimensions. Fully resurrected there, and then a full resurrection of Horus. So there's been some amazing...
Full resurrection of
full resurrection of Anubis, and Arkantan's return. The full lighting up of the Sphinx.
Contracted Seth's energy into more of a sphere, so it's not spilling out everywhere, because he is one of the important anchor points to hold down antimatter on the planet, which is necessary in the time-space matrix that we live in.
But much more contained now. Antimatter is much more contained, and the temple is set, not bleeding out everywhere and coming in.
And I think one of the key takeaways here as well is that, Egypt really holds a foundational template and blueprint for the rest of the globe. Yes. So this is kind of one of the ways that I see it. It's kind of like the first brick of a brand new foundation that's being laid, that then can be built on in terms of the other work that starts being done going forward from here. as well.
100%. So, you know, the much prophesized golden age could never have happened until this work was done.
Handy.
You said it. I knew it. I get you to say it.
It's a really beautiful experience. I think this whole experience has allowed me to come out even further out of myself to a space where I feel really loved. That's got a lot to do with the container that's been created. Yeah, and people can step into it safely, securely, and with love.
So I think the main piece was that humanity's been waiting for this revival to kickstart this kind of golden eon, to allow the full glory of the temples to be felt and experienced in their fully resurrected states. Because previously people were coming into the temples, they were full of antimatter, they were full of kind of sorceric bindings.
They were just collecting a lot of shit. And why Egypt is so important? Because it was, I think we found out on this trip that Egypt was one of the first locations on planet Earth where these original imprints came in, which was what planet Earth and humanity was meant to become, and the evolution of the human race, which was always to connect them fully to the star origins.
Yeah, and when one of the big themes was that we were totally cut off from our star origins. We were cut off from our galactic memories. There were false histories being broadcast. There were kind of a whole lot of overlays that were preventing humanity seeing clearly. All of those are now lifted. I feel that the veil has really been pulled back, and now there's this new broadcast, so that when people come to Egypt, they will be experiencing the full resurrection of the Egyptian epoch of the Golden Age. They'll be picking up those codes, then they'll be taking those codes back to their homes with them and circulating them around their country, their hometown, their environment, to really be sharing that codex with everyone. What kind of like bees pollinating flowers is what's going to happen now with Egypt being really the nectar honeypot for this Golden Age frequencies, which are now in their full resurrected states.
And whole Egypt will change as well, because right now at this moment on the streets it's still pretty chaotic. Everybody's so nice and friendly, but they've just, you know, they've just learned how to work with the energies, right? So what we see is that the whole of Egypt will change as well with all of this. So
It's allowed to go through its ascension now as well, where once was that and then fell. Now it's on the rise.
I absolutely adore the Guardians group. It's just been so magical to be part of the journeys and the energy and the transformations and just part of the planetary work. And it's just been a wonderful outlet to do the work and to do it in such a beautiful community, you know, that's so filled with love and high vibration and everyone with the common goal and on the same path. It's very, very fulfilling.
The most amazing experience of my life.
Let's take a magic moment each. So many, of course, for me, it was the migration of the Type 3 indigo contract under the temple, under the Sphinx, and the resolution of that Type 3 indigo contract for humanity. So all those beings under Type 3 are now have that contract resolved, and the Nephilim souls are removed back to their own time-space. That's probably one of my magic moments, and of course the Great Pyramid and the sonic meditation that happened there. What about you, highlight?
Highlight was definitely the unification of the shadow and pulling that through, culminating in the Great Pyramid, and then that final bursting through at the end, because it just felt like there was just that collective energy that was building the whole way through, and then there was enough of that gathered at the very end there to blast that signal straight out. That was just, for me, that was an unexpected peak that took me by surprise, and it was phenomenal.
What we mean by that was that the signal that comes out of the Great Pyramid had been locked down for many years, and finally humanity's got to the station of consciousness and awareness of unlocking enough for that signal to go up into the stars to tell our star brothers and sisters, we are human and we are woman and we are not afraid.
Definitely incredible. I've been searching for a group for quite a while where I can not only do work on myself but the whole globe. For humanity is just spectacular to go on these missions and know that we're really making a significant change.
Yeah. What was your piece, magic moment?
There's so many. I think what always is for me the most, what I feel the most magical moment is to feel the group container and to feel how willing everybody is to join and to come and to do the hard work, to receive the reflections, to feel all these changes within themselves, but definitely the willingness to do the work. You know, it's not everybody's always conscious of what's happening, but they're here, and that's we can only do this together. You know, it's not just the 3 of us or the 2 of us, or no, it's
everyone.
It's everyone. It's everyone, and that's always what I find the most special in events like this with the big group. And this was the biggest group that we've been traveling around with, so it was amazing to feel the coherence of a whole group like throughout the 16 days.
Feels like I've walked on this land before, and to come home and to come home to self. It's been really powerful. It's beautiful. To anyone who is contemplating a tour with Alea and Christoph, I would wholeheartedly say yes. You know, you open so much of yourself, and I feel as if I am so more open to new possibilities that I would not have been open to beforehand. Yeah, the depth of compassion in them both is truly awesome, and it's just been a really magnificent, magical, wonderful trip.
Doesn't matter where you are in your journey, you will definitely accomplish and gain something about being in a group like this. If you've always wondered, meaning of life, is there something more to life or anything like that, not to miss an opportunity like this. Definitely.
We travelled as a family on this tour with everyone, our 2 kids, 13 and 11-year-old, and my partner Tara and I. And I've always dreamt of coming to Egypt, so I had a lot of expectation around the experiences and the adventure, maybe on a personal level, but also as a family, because of the Trinity ambition and intention that was being held. For us all to come together as a family was the most meaningful piece for me, to know that we're going to bring that back into our lives and have that with us forever, and as memories, but also as a sense of togetherness from what the trip has brought to us.
It's been fabulous, and it feels such an honor to be part of a group, being able to, for each of us who were called on the trip, to bring our codes and our contributions in to make a whole planetary healing that I don't think we could have done any other way.
The whole group has been precise, elegant, and knowing how to take care of us. I felt completely taken care of and completely safe.
There's no other way that I could ever imagine doing this. You know, Christoph and Alea are so advanced and in their magic. To be able to experience that in person is so powerful.
I mean, one of the biggest pieces has been a huge soul retrieval for myself, and a huge return and remembrance of that essence back into the core of myself. I got my heart back.
And each being brings their own codes, and these codes are like keys, and it's only by having a diverse group that we can have the keys to open up all the puzzles and the locks that are needed. So it was just overall just an extraordinary experience for us all, one that each and every single being who came on this tour is going to savor, is going to experience, especially the unlocking. This group in particular were the pioneers, laying down those foundations for other groups to come. I think we'll definitely come back and bring groups in the future which will just be bathing in the golden age frequencies. It'll be a lot easier. So the next groups that come are going to experience extraordinary, just the bathing in those amazing golden frequencies that are now here for all beings who, from this point forward, come forward to Egypt, will come to experience. And so it's been a great privilege and honour to serve with you, dear brother. It's been amazing to get you out of New Zealand and experiencing the world. And of course,
a beautiful family,
of course,
share
you
on the
beloved.
boys. I also really want to honor share on the boys who are coming with us on all these crazy adventures. So.
And you, beloved, thank you so much. Our first tour together, so beautiful. And of course, all the beings that turned up live, all the beings who were keying in remotely and who've been tracking this. Thank you so much to Taylor for his amazing footage and content and great and things that he was capturing to allow us to share the story. Amazing fun and times, and all beings, Quest in particular, who put the tour together, who were amazing, quarterbacking this, and just in the star beings.
Miguel, who helped our team so much with without a team, we weren't able to do this.
And then Thomas, who brought through the Guardians, of course, who was quarterbacking much precision. He actually turned up for 5 days and got to meet him in person, which was wonderful. And of course, the Great Spirit for orchestrating through us the guidance and the support we needed. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. It's an extraordinary experience. Egypt Trinity tour is now complete, and it's been the most greatest honour of our lives to be of service and support of the planet in this way. Namaste.
Absolutely.
Mwah.